Good evening, class. Uh, also, can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? We are late to class today, so um, maybe because it's Monday, if you rested for 2 days and you're already tired. Okay, all right. Uh, Today we'll be looking at market sessions. Market sessions. Uh, Let me share my screen with you. Before we start, something remarkable happened today. Something remarkable happened today that has never happened in the last 21 years. It's crazy. Oil price falls below $5 amid epic supply drops. Oil price dropped below $5. I've never seen this in my life since I started trading Forex. Oil price collapsed, claims scam as major trader files for bankruptcy. This coronavirus has caused something. This is serious. I get to read these stories online, but looking at the chart, I've never seen the price of commodity fall this low. Um, Look at trading here. Look at US oil. This is $5. Can you see it? Can you see it? US oil. This is $5 mark. It is, in fact, it's already gone almost less than almost below $1. It's around 0.03 US dollars. That is oil price. This is the lowest in the last 21 years that has ever been. This is amazing. Let me show you the monthly time frame. Look at it, monthly time frame. Price has never been this low. Has never been this low. And sale price has never been this low. This is 1984. See 1984, 1998. Oil price has never been this low. Oil price has never been this low. This is amazing. Very shocking. Very shocking. And it's not a good news for Nigeria, my country, because we are an oil dependent economy. An oil dependent economy. Also, we talk about Canadian dollar. Okay, that will affect them. Singapore, it will affect them. So anybody trading oil now, just be selling it. Nobody will ever say this. Nobody will say it. But there was a news when the news came out that this was what caused that drop. When this news came out that major oil traders filed for bankruptcy. That was what spiked the sell-off of oil. That was what spiked the sell-off of oil. Today, news is key. Fundamentals are what we call fundamental analysis. Fundamentals are key in when the business come out. Business came out around 22 a.m. plus 1 GMT. 2:29 a.m. plus 1 GMT. That we are in plus 1 GMT. So in the middle of yesterday night, Sunday stroke, yesterday night, while we were sleeping, that was when the news came out. And you can see from that time throughout the day, look at it. This is 1 hour time, and it started from around this place. When the news came out, oil price sold off. It bled from the beginning of the day. So this morning, I'm just seeing the news. Maybe if I have seen the news or heard about it, or I have joined the sellers too. I'll tell you, I'll make money. But this is not good news. It's not good news for countries that are oil dependent. That oil is now with them. Nobody is willing to buy the oil. Okay? Demand is almost zero for oil now. Wow. Alright, let's go to what I want to discuss today. I want to discuss about Forex sessions, Forex market sessions. We have 4 different market sessions in Forex. We have 4 different market sessions in Forex. We have the London section. We have the New York session. We have the Tokyo session. And we have the Sydney session. We have the London session. We have the New York session. We have the Tokyo session. We have the Sydney session. If you can see what is on my screen, type one of the sessions in the chat box. Type one of the sections you can see that I mentioned, type in the chat box, so that I'll be sure we are following. Type one of the sessions in the chat box, so that we'll be sure we are following. I'm not seeing any response, or you can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? So type one of the sessions like that I mentioned in the chat box. Type one of the sessions in the chat box. How many sessions do we have in Forex? Okay, Tokyo session, that's good. London session. Are others not following? Okay, good. Let's move forward. At least since I get to response already. So we have 4 sessions in the Forex market. Session simply means the time when all these markets, now all these London market, New York market, they are real market. Like we have the stock exchange market in Nigeria. There's a particular time that they ring the bell in stock exchange that okay for the trading floor to open. So also in London, when the trading floor of London opens, that's when the London session starts. When the trading floor of New York opens, that's when New York session trading starts. And when Tokyo trading floor opens, that's when Tokyo session starts. And when Sydney session opens, that's when Sydney session starts. Now, how do you know? You can also check this website. I write it down. forexmarkethours.com. Because we all don't have the same time. While we are sleeping here in Nigeria, some people are awake in some other countries and they are in some other countries. Some people are just waking up right now. Some people already entered Tuesday. We are still in Monday. So how do you know which session you are in? Okay, it's very simple. Now on this website, Forex Market Hours, I'm going to get it. You have a tool here. I can adjust this chart to your own. So Lagos, I'm now in Lagos West African time. The time is 9:33. So if you want to put Lagos and put gold, you got to adjust the chart to your current, to your local time. So as you can see now, London session starts by 8 a.m. Starts by 8 a.m. and closes by 4 p.m. New York session starts by 1 p.m. and closes by 9 p.m. And the Sydney session starts by 9 p.m., 10 p.m. yeah, and then it closes by 6 a.m. Also, Tokyo session starts by 12 midnight and closes by 9 a.m. Okay. Now, for us here in Nigeria, it's obvious that when we are in the morning to afternoon, we are basically trading in the London and New York session. Except those who love trading in the night while men are sleeping, they want to be trading. That's why we trade Sydney and Tokyo session. However, what time is best for us to trade? What time is best for us to trade? That is also important for us to know. What time is best for us to trade? Now, globally, it is noticed that the market moves massively more in the London and the New York session. That's when there's a massive move in the market. We'll be seeing this on the chart. That's when we have massive move in the market. And in the Sydney and Tokyo session, the market is actually relaxing. In fact, that is when we have most of the time the market will be, will be going against the normal trends. That's when the market will be doing retracements, or will be going against the trend. Okay, and then the most active session in forex market is when London and New York sessions overlap. We need to note this. We don't want to be left out when major moves happen within this session between London and New York. When London and New York overlap, is the most active, the most volatile session. Okay, the most volatile. We're lucky in Nigeria that we are awake during these sessions. Some people are not that lucky because this session is midnight to them. This session is midnight to them, so they have to be trading while others are sleeping in their country. They have, if they really want to make it big in the forex market, they have to do for the night time be trading, because that is when the market is most active. So thank God, as Nigerians, that's my country, we trade within the London and the New York session. That's where we are fully awake. Okay, so you must note that the best time to make sure that you are in front of your chart if you are a day trade is during the London and New York overlap. That is from around 1 p.m. between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. We have high activity in the market. Okay, so let's look at the chart. Let's see how this plays out. Let's look at the chart. Let's see how this plays out. All right. I'm going to go to 1 hour time frame. Okay, and then let's play it out. Now, if you look at this chart, for example, let's take it from here. Let's take it from here. Between 12, this is 12 a.m. and 6 p.m. Now, between 12, now our own time closes by 10. Okay, by 10. Go by 10. So between here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From here to here, we have the Tokyo session. And then from here, from 8 o'clock to what time? Let's look at that. From 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we have the London session. From 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we have the London session. Let's color that green. London session, let's color it green. You can see 4 o'clock, that's 1 p.m. 1 p.m. is 2. 1 p.m. is 32. So that's actually around this piece. Okay. So this is London session, and then we have the New York session starting by 1 o'clock. Starting by 1 o'clock. So this is still around 4. Let's look at 4 p.m. 16. That's 16. Okay. And then we have the New York session. Let's color that. Let's color that orange red. From 1 p.m. to around what time? 9 p.m. 9 p.m. That's around this time. Okay, around 9 p.m. And then we have this again repeating itself. This may not be accurate representation of personally, but just to have an idea. And then we have the Sydney session. We miss that Sydney session. Most of the time, we don't even consider Sydney session where we're trading. Sydney session starts by 10 p.m. to 6. 10 p.m. to 6. Okay, let's try to distribute that. Sydney session. Most of them, when you hear Forex trader talk, they talk more about London, New York, and Tokyo. We don't even talk about Sydney session. That's why I didn't cross my mind. Sydney starts around 10 to around 6. So it overlaps with the Tokyo session. Now, if you look at this carefully, you will see that within the middle of the day, that is when you have high volatility in the market. Most of the time when the day begins, that's why most of the time in the night stroke, early in the morning, you always see market ranging. You can see market ranging around here. Okay, market always range or retrace around. You can see ranging before it started moving. These are areas of these are Tokyo sessions. You know, Tokyo session markets always relax, and then once London starts, it starts, moving very fast. You can see. Oops, very big. You can see this is Tokyo sessions. Tokyo sessions. You can see this Tokyo session. Now, Even though I personally don't trade during Tokyo session, that in the middle of the night, but sometimes you can see me still looking at my chart. Now, what is most important for you in this class is that you should know how to take your trades within the London and the New York session. I have an indicator also that does that, but I'm sure you've never seen it on my chart. But if I want to know, okay, what session I'm in, I'm going to drop that also in the chat feed. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, good. Market session indicator. It will actually give me the colors of the sessions. Okay, you can see I've given the colors of the sessions. This is the Sydney session. This is the Tokyo session. So go extends up to this piece. This is London session. This is New York session. So you can see. Let me remove the Tokyo and the Sydney session from the indicator. Let me see Tokyo. Europe, America, Asia, Pacific. Red, yellow. Okay. I don't think I know how to remove this thing. Let me try. Let me see if I remove this blue. And if you just do that. It turned it black. Alright. As you can see, the red and yellow area, this is where you want to be trading. This is where you want to be trading. This is where you make all where you see the major moves in the market. As you can see, this is the London session and this is the New York session. This is when you want to be what? Entering the market and taking all the moves that you need to take in the market. So it's very important that you know this, okay, so that when anybody is telling you where London session is open, let us meet at London session, you know what they mean. London session is between 8 and 1 and New York session is between 1 and 9 p.m. Alright, so for example, today I think I traded NZD USD. NZD USD, where are you? Yeah, this is NZD USD. I took this trade from here up to here. When this market opened, I took this trade from here up to here. Why did I take that? There was a level of support, resistance around here. So the level of support and resistance around here. And so when I saw this move, up, okay, I entered for a buy and I sold it up all the way to this place. Okay, and I took my profit. I think I took my profit before it hit. When it got to this level, I took my profit. Then the market went up, dropped back again. Okay, that was the opportunity I took. So there was the first time I took it, it brought me back down. Okay, then I took another entry. That's when I took this particular trade here. So you can see the best time to trade is market. So those of you that don't want to sleep over the night, really, if you have to stay up through the night, it's probably you are analyzing the market. Probably you are analyzing the market, okay, and not that you are taking trades. I know that you are taking trades, except you have been waiting for a particular setup, and it was during the middle of the night that setup came about. You can see when this move came between London and New York. See this move right here between London and New York. See this move here between London and New York. See this move here when between London and New York. You can see it. See this move down to this place after this consolidation. between London and New York. So guys, this is market session for you. Market session for you. It's a very good time for you to take your trades. Anybody have any question before we do analysis of currency pairs? Because tomorrow, Tuesday, I should also mention that most of the time on Mondays, the market always consolidates. So major moves in the market also happens on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. And then Friday, market is going back to relax. So no major moves today, Monday. But by tomorrow, that's why it's always good. Make sure that on Monday you're already set for your trade for Tuesday. So I'm going to take a couple of currency pairs tonight and see what might happen tomorrow. So, but on this Forex market session, does anybody have a question? Does anybody have any question on this? If you have a question, indicate so that I can unmute you. Don't worry, for this indicator, if you need it, I'll send it to you. But I expect that by now, if you know by heart, this is 8 to 9, simple. And then New York starts by 1. So you really don't need indicator. I placed it there so that you could just see the moves, where the moves are happening. But then I will still drop it for you in the Telegram if it will be useful. But you really don't need to, because the more indicators you put on your chart, the more route the chart will look like. Okay, 8 a.m. London session, 1 p.m. New York session, 4 p.m. London closes, 9 p.m. New York closes. Any question, please? Mr. Ayodele has a question. Okay, who else? Any other question? Okay, I'm going to meet you now. Mr. Ayodele,
good evening, Corey. I'm fine, sir.
Yeah.
How today, sir?
Fine, thank you.
My question is this. All these Japanese peers, all these AUDs, all these NZDs, when are we expecting them to move in the market? Is it during their session? Is it during the Tokyo session or Australian session?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I like that. Okay, let's take an example. GBP-JPY. GBP-JPY. You can see that London session, New York session, consolidation. Okay, it started moving during the New York session here. Okay, but into the London session, New York session, consolidation right here. It also started moving again during the Tokyo session. But that Tokyo session around this time, it's already around 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Okay, and then, but major move is also when London session, New York session. You can see also here, this is London session, and then this one also moved during the New York session. Okay, let's look at USD-JPY or any JPY pair, Euro-JPY. We always note that we are trading pairs, against each other. You can see this is GBP-JPY. We have the GBP moving during the New York session. It's what is moving this pair. Okay, it dropped here, and then when it got into, I see volatility of the GBP in the New York session. Volatility in the New York session. You can see New York session volatility on GBP. Okay, New York session. You can see this is London session with New York session. Let's look at Euro JPY. Euro is also London session, right? Euro is London session, but Euro JPY can see started moving London session. That's Euro, and then when it got to New York and it moved a bit, despite that you have Japanese here and there. Look at here also we have the what London session. It moved. Right here it moved at the overlap of both London and but when it got to Tokyo session, what did you do? Ranging. So ranging. Look at this pair also. It ranged until it got to London session. Okay, when it was closing, and then for London session, that was when the major move happened. Okay, let's look at USD JPY. Last one. USD JPY. USD JPY. That's the Japanese candlestick there. US dollar. See, it's moving London, New York. Right here. This one started moving in Tokyo session. Okay, because these things you can just study it by yourself. You can just sit down and study when does this guy really move. Okay, these are around 1645. That's around 2. This also 1715. That's around 3. Because we are 2 hours behind. That's what I'm saying 3. 17 supposed to be 5, right? Minus 2. So that's about it's about 3 p.m. of our time. Okay, look at this. This is about 2:45 p.m. of our time. When it went up, when it went down, that's about 1 p.m. minus 2. That's about this around 11 p.m. of our time. That's when it dropped. Okay, but look at here. USJPY moved. So I think USJPY sees some movement during the Tokyo session. It's also USJPY moved in Tokyo session, but it doesn't apply to GBP JPY. But USJPY moved. Then look at AUD. AUD. I know that AUD pairs, they are always, most of the time, when they move massively is during the Sydney session, and that's when, because that's when their news always come out. Very late in the night. You can see it also moves. All pairs actually move during these 2 sessions. All pairs move during this London and New York session. Okay, but you can also see volatility in those pairs in their own session. Like AUD, for example, is a Sydney session pair. And see it actually moved during that session. Here, no much movement, but it moved more during the New York and London session. Look at here, it ranged throughout its own session. Okay, they moved London and New York session. You can see it ranged throughout its own session, but during London and New York, what happened? It moved. Here also ranged a bit, but started moving in its own session here. Okay, now most of the time their news, whenever most of them I discover that when they have a news middle of the night, that's when they are always volatile during their session. But when there's no major news during the night, I don't really see AUD moving during the Sydney session. You can just, for me, I just believe London and New York is just enough for us to concentrate on. London and New York is just enough. You can see this is AUD USD also. You can see London and New York session takes the shine. Except around here. This can probably be a news that skyrocketed this guy up here. Okay. So basically I would just say that move on the market is majorly in the London and New York session. Because when these guys are, when they are awake, you know, they've seen what has happened in the London session. So they want to quickly, and they will know that London people, now this is what happens. when every people are buying and buying and buying and buying from London session and New York session, it would be crazy for these guys to also be to do the same thing. Why? Because most of the traders have entered into a buy around here will be taking profit at the end of the day. You and I will be taking our profit at the end of the day. And when we are taking profit, what will be happening to the trend? It will go the opposite direction. So the trend during their session is going to be opposite direction. Why would they now take it in the no? So they would rather trade in the direction that is prevalent in their own time. That's why it pushes most of the time. The market pushes into a range within that time because people have traded all day. They are taking profit. So the market will be all those traded here. When they got to this place, they started taking profit. You can see some people quickly wanted to take, and it still went down. That's what happens. People have started trading here. When they go to this place, they are going to go to bed. They started taking their profits. That's what drops the price. People have seen these massive trades. See massive trades. By the time they got here, they started taking their profit. That's what pushed this thing back up. Okay? People have been trading. When they got to this place, they started taking their profit. They pushed it back down. So most of the treatment you see in the market during the Tokyo and the New York session is because people are taking profits, and taking profit is like taking an opposite direction of what you are. If you are buying, once you take profit, like you are selling what you have bought. You understand? That's what you need to take profit in the forex market. So once you are selling, so people will have to join. When they wake up, when they are alive, they see the market is coming down. They won't want to join and start trading against the trend. So they also take what? The direction. That's why most of the time they don't really focus on our own currency pair at this time. So we want to do something to make it move. They can hardly do that. So it's only news during their session that actually makes it to that makes them to be volatile during that make Japanese yen be volatile during Tokyo session, and AUD and then NZD to be volatile during the Sydney session. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear, sir. Are you still there? So let's move to the next question. Mr. Biodun. Mr. Biodun, you are muted.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. My question, I think during the time you were taking the class on fundamental analysis.
Yes, sir.
You showed us this site where we could see this non-farm payroll and the effect of all those fundamental. So what I wanted to ask now, you are making mention of news that affect this trading. Can we get all those? Because I used to hear about those news. Do we get it on that same site, or there are different channels where we have to get news that affect all this trading?
Okay.
I don't know whether you mentioned it before. Probably
I get you. All those news will show up. Will show up in the Forex factory. You see them also in the Forex factory. Okay. You see them in Forex factory. Look at this. Forexfactory.com. Okay, so you can see all the red and yellow folders are showing. But when I logged into my account, I already created that I only need the red candles, the red names, folder names. So you can see AUD now. What time is it coming at? 6 a.m. So Tuesday 6 a.m. AUD news is going to be coming out, and one has to be careful with AUD there. If they check history, can I check history here? Let me see. Okay, let's look at from April 1. Apply settings. Alright. You can see US, you can see AUD 5:30 a.m. 5:30 a.m. That's when their news come out. You see them. Look at this SZD 2 a.m. 2 a.m. That's when the news come out. So you see the news, major news, you see them come out here. Except some extraordinary news like the one that came out today. Who knew that oil price would drop to 21-year low today? That one will definitely not come from Forex Factory. But all the major news that move the market, you see them. Look at AUD 2:30 a.m. And see. So these are when you see AUD, SZD there. That's when you see them move. 6 a.m. AUD. That's 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. This guy is going to come out. Okay. So it's very important that you note this. For example, if you're an AUD pair today, you must be very careful that you make sure that you wake up before 6 a.m. so that you can guard your if you are still in trade, you can guard your trade. And the bad thing about AUD and SZD news is that they move massively, and it's always crazy move. I really don't like messing up with AUD news, especially. So it will always be in a Forex Factory also. Is it advisable to stay in the market overnight? It depends on you. We will get to that. I think in one of our classes we will talk about the type of trader you are. It depends on the type of trader you are. We have different type of traders, and I tell you, as we are here, not all of you will trade like I trade. It's not possible. You have to be able to discover yourself. You have to be able to tailor your trading to your personality. So we'll talk about that I'm sure it's this week. We'll talk about that, how to discover the kind of trader you are. So if you are a swing traders, they leave trade overnight. Position traders, they leave trade for weeks and months. Okay? Day traders, they leave trade for maybe a day or two, or they even close their trade before the end of the day. Scalpers, they don't even leave trade. They are there to start and to stop their trade. Okay, so it depends on the kind of trader you are. So I cannot advise you because I don't know your personality, I don't know your temperament. When we take that class on the type of trader you are, then you can discover yourself. You can categorize the kind of trader you want to be. So because I sit down on my system, in the morning I probably close in the evening, doesn't mean you can do that. Some people have day job, okay, and you can still be a very good and successful trader even when you have your day job. But it comes to you realizing who you are, okay, and then you now tailor your knowledge and your training towards your personality. So that question you asked is all about your person. Your personality will determine the kind of trades you'll be taking. And if you are taking a swing trade, of course, a swing trade, you leave them for days. Okay? Take swing trades for days and all that. So we'll talk about that during that session. But I think that should already give you an idea of the answer to your question. Mr. Biodo, are you still asking questions? Mr. Biodo, are you still asking questions?
No. I'm okay. I'm okay with the explanation.
Okay. All right. Our time is fast spent. So let's take just two pairs. Let's look at two pairs. Don't drop it in the chat box. Let's take two pairs. Let's do this quickly. We came in late to class today, so I will not take. We'll be closing early too. It's already 10. All right. Drop the currency pair. If there's none, then we'll call it a day. I can't see any currency pair. Okay, CAD JPY, Euro USD. Alright. Okay, so take those two. CAD JPY, Euro USD. So let's look at Euro USD and CAD JPY. Euro USD. Okay. Okay, so most of the time, like I said, Monday market always range. Always no much movement in the market. It doesn't even catch something that you no matter the range that is, I still make some money today. And a couple of $100, $100 plus. Okay. So let's look at what's happening. What's been the major trend in the market? So we are looking at the possible bullish move in the Euro USD in the overall plan, because looks like market has tested basket has come to okay, and then I have this okay, then go to the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame. This is the effect of coronavirus. Yes, this is the effect of coronavirus. What you are saying, it disrupted the structure. Actually disrupted the structure. So they won't want to know this was when US dollar was weak, started correcting, now it's trying to go back up strong. So I have an area of resistance around here. Let's place it here. Touch. Okay. As it is now, I have this area also. Touch. 3 touches here. That's the clearer on daily time you can see. Touch. It looks like inverted head and shoulder. Head. Sorry, shoulder head. But then very perfect inverted head and shoulder because of this move here. There's no clear neck. There's no clear neckline. But there is neckline. This guy was supposed to move this way and downwards. Coronavirus pushed the market beyond this limit. Up like that. So let's see. And what we can see here, the market came up, dropped to this level, came up here again, and then trying to come down. Is it coming down here? Or we want to go back up? Let us look at what happened in this minute. I put my P. Let me put my P. What's happening with this guy now? Sorry, I don't know what's happening with this guy. I really believe me. Okay. So what did the market do? This market came down, entered into the golden zone. It quite did not touch my 61.8. This is my 61.8. That's why I put entry there. Already you know how we write all these things. I hope you remember that. This is my golden zone. Market pushed back into golden zone into 50. So I expect that this market will come and touch at least my take profit one if I've been in this trade. So I'm seeing a possible bearish move down to this level again. Okay. However, I also see a pattern on this. I'm seeing a triangle pattern on this chart. So which means it's giving me uncertainty. And when you know we have a triangle pattern, it's bilateral. Triangle pattern is bilateral. That means you don't know where you want to break to, whether you want to break up. So what you need to do is allow it to do what it wants to do before you jump into this market. You can see we have this triangle, we have this here, and we have this here. Okay, almost like the same angle. Almost like the same angle. See 1, 2, 3 touch. I have 1, 2 touch here. So sorry, my battery is almost out. So this is what we have. We have this triangle forming in the market. So this market can either break to the downside or break to the upside. Break to the upside or break to the downside. So as it is now, for me, I will avoid Euro USD until it takes out either this upline or this downline. That's just it. Until there's a break above this line and below this line before I take the decision. So what do? I wait for a break, let the market come break this line, come back to retouch it. If you remember the retest chart I sent to you, and then I enter when I see a bearish candlestick pattern, and I enter and take it down to TP1 or TP2. Okay, so most likely it may return back to TP2. That's a low, and then in the opposite direction, which is further, expect the market to go up. Okay, to go up. Is there a possible trade from here to here? Yes. Yes, it's possible. We can trade from here to here because but we don't know yet. It's about 66 pips. It's not small money. It's not small money, but we'll see if it's something we can take. Okay. And for me to take that, I will need this market to come up and break this guy. Break this guy here. So I'm gonna have a possible about 30 pips. 30 pips basically. Because I want this guy to come up. Market to come up, break above here. We test it. Market will always come and test, and they will enter for a buy. Okay, when I enter for a buy, my first take profit, I'll be looking at this place for my take profit. Can you see? Can you see this guy here? I'm looking at this guy, this resistance as my take profit. So I'll come out here and see if this market will now break the upper line where we're looking at. If it will now break above this line, come back to retest it, and then that's where the big move is. Once this happens, then I have big money on my hand to come and take it up all the way up. First to this place, and then secondly to this place. So let's take out this Fibonacci retracement. I've already done his own work. I've entered around I've entered that trade around here using Fibonacci. But without that, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. A break above this support and resistance area and a retest, I can take a short trade up to this point, to this second level of resistance. Take a short trade, okay? But on a global level, we are looking for a break above this triangle or below this triangle. So a break below this triangle, we wait for a retest. The retest can be as small as this. It can come down to this support area, then bounce back before dropping, and then also if it comes up, what most likely you can see is it coming to touch this area, and this area pushing it back to a retest. It flies up. So for me, I watch out for a possible buy, and if it goes the other direction, then I'll have to wait for a break below this resistance area and let it come down to this place. Okay, and then come to retest it, and then I go for a long trade down, and we sell it down to this resistance area. Sell it down to resistance area. So that's what I see on Euro USD. Is it clear, please? Is this clear? If it is clear, put it in chat box. Don't mind my drawing is looking like space station. I mean rocket, Abi. It looks like a rocket that is sent to space. Beautiful. Okay, clear. So let's look at card JPY. Card JPY. That's the next one. Okay, can see card is weak. With the oil that happened today, we'll see what happened to card. Card too dropped back. Card that we are thinking maybe to resume strength. See, card dropped because of the oil wahala. Card also dropped back to, sorry. Anyway, let's start from the monthly. I can assure you that what drop card is also what is happening to oil. You can see this is monthly time frame. For the past one since January, card has been what? Very weak. Since January, card has been very weak. Very weak. Very weak. So anybody has been selling cards, since January will have just been making money. So who knows that oil will continue dropping like dropping. Nobody knew this would happen. Nobody expected. Nobody prepared for criminal weekly time frame. So oil is still running at the oil low. See at the oil low. They have resistance area around here. So that's the weekly time frame. They also have a flip area around here. Support, resistance, break and resistance. Okay. So we have the daily time frame. Daily time frame. What is the market doing? Wow. As it is, I think we analyzed this pair before. We've analyzed this pair before. I remember. Anyway, there's an area of resistance and support around here. Let's look at that. I see it very sharp. Okay. See. Oops. This show. My battery is very low. Let me see if I can hook up to. CAD JPY has been a ranging market. Has been a ranging market for the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. For the past 6 weeks, it has been ranging between this level. Let's drop it down. Between this level and this level. It's not encouraging at all. It's not encouraging at all. Okay, so but to see a possible drop back to this area. If we are trading just this, and we'll be looking at 4 hours basically for the trade. We have support and resistance here, support and resistance here, and down. Okay. We also have this area right here. Let's go to 1 hour time frame. Because we are trading a ranging market, normally I don't more than 4 hours. But because this market is just ranging, if I want to trade it, then I need to go down to 1 hour time frame. Now this is a support area. If we see a quality, now if this guy hands like this, for example, or like this, for example, I may decide to buy this market. Okay, as it is at this support area. So there's every possibility that the market will push it back to this place. There's every possibility that the market will push it back to this place. You can see the last 1 hour candle before the current one is bullish. In fact, it's bullish, bearish engulfing candle. It's a bearish engulfing candle, but we are seeing a form of we don't even know until this candle finishes. So whatever happened in this region will tell us whether we are going to go back home. If it breaks it, then we're looking at something like this. Retest. Please don't always play with the test. Markets will always retest, one way or the other. It will just come back. It will even be the next candle that will retest it and then drop. Okay, let me show you an example. When this guy was one that broke it. The next candle retested. Look at it. This guy couldn't break it. This one couldn't break it. But this is the full body candle. This guy broke it. The next black candle came back to retest that area, and then gave us now a bullish candlestick pattern. Okay, where the bullish candlestick pattern. This is more like a teaser. They almost equal, and then it went up. Okay, look at when this guy dropped. Also, what happened? This candle came back to a retest. Can you see it? Look at when this guy dropped below. this black candle, this white this golden candle, bullish candle came back for a retest, and they gave us before the bearish move down to the next. So it will always happen like that. So when this guy breaks, it will come back and retest. If it doesn't retest, then let the trade go. Let it go. But just look out for market comeback retest, then give you a move to the downside. Okay. So we just need to wait for whatever happens. Basically, in the 1 hour, the next 2-3 candles will determine if we want to take this thing back up, to this area, or this area. Okay. So which can give us like 60 pips, and then this one about 100 pips. That's good money also, depending on the lot size you are using. Okay. So for me, I need to see what happens in the next 2-3 candles to take a decision. If I see the reversal candlestick pattern at this support area, that means I'm going on. If I see a break, if market continues to break, like if this candle finishes bearish and another bearish candle, you know that it's not ready to go back up. Okay, so I wait for a retest of this support, turn it to resistance, and then we drop it. We drop it down to this next level. The resistance 641, this 642. So basically that's what I see on CAT-JPY. That's what I see on CAT-JPY. And you can see that the trend is actually a bearish trend. Actually a bearish trend. So that will be all for today. We really spent extra time. We came in late today. I will not be able to do USD card. Our time is almost past 10. So let me stop